This week we had huge updates on Avatar 3, tons of MCU news, Beyond the Spider-Verse and more. Avatar 3, titled Avatar Fire and Ash, is slated to release on December 19th this year, and James Cameron has come out in an interview giving some updates. Like the previous two, his third film will have a 3-hour runtime, with in fact a 9-hour cut being assembled after production wrapped in late 2020, with Cameron saying he wanted to complete all the effects work on that 9-hour cut before trimming it down. We could even possibly see that 9-hour cut released on Disney Plus, as Cameron has previously said, quote, "I want to do a movie that's 6 hours long and 2.5 hours long at the same time. You can stream it for 6 hours, or you can have a more condensed, immersive version in a movie theatre. There will be no time jump, as both Way of the Water and Fire and Ash were filmed back to back to avoid any aging within the actors, with instead a time jump happening in the fourth film slated for 2029, and with a fifth even dated for 2031. Cameron also has ideas for a 6th and a 7th Avatar film, but he added that he probably will not stay on as director for those. We know that in his next film we'll encounter some bad Na'vi, more specifically a fire race which will be the villains, fitting into the elemental themes of the franchise. Varang will be the leader of the Ash clan in the third film, with some new concept art being released. They're described as a reflection of the worst side of the Na'vi, filled with anger and rage after the civilization was destroyed by a volcanic eruption. They represent the worst side of humanity, with Cameron saying, quote, "We have a lot of anger and a lot of rage in the world that we live in right now." As for the title, Cameron said that fire can represent hatred, violence, trauma, possible misuse of power. Ash represents the aftermath of all that energy, which is grief and having to live with what you've done. A wind clan tribe will also appear in the film, with it being revealed that they are a nomadic clan and travel by air, but not much else is known about them. Cameron also said that audiences will go, "Fuck, this is not what I signed up for," and that they could be getting Thai on our own supply, which is not very reassuring. In terms of a trailer, I wouldn't expect one anytime soon, as Way of Water, which also came out in December, had its first teaser trailer in May. Therefore, we could see one for Fire and Ash just before the summer movie season kicks off. This week also gave us tons of MCU news. Firstly, Daniel RPK reported that both Deadpool and Wolverine will appear in Avengers Doomsday. This isn't too shocking considering the success of Deadpool and Wolverine and fan demand to see the characters of other MCU heroes such as Spider-Man. RPK also said that Daredevil will appear in a minor role, which we already covered a couple weeks ago. Now note that these are only rumours, with the only confirmed castings being Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom, the Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Peggy Carter, Captain America, and Chris Evans in an undisclosed role. Speaking of Spider-Man, Daniel RPK reported that Spider-Man 4 was going to be a grounded story. It's been a constant back and forth battle between making Spider-Man 4 either a multiversal or grounded story, with Sony wanting to continue No Way Home's success with another multiverse adventure, but Marvel wanting to stay grounded. Well, with this report, it seems that Sony has gotten their way, with the film still slated for July 24th, 2026. Now, I would take this date with a grain of salt, as this is only 1 week after Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, so Sony may want to move to avoid a competition. RPK has also said that both Doctor Strange 3 and Shang-Chi 2 will begin filming next year, with Shang-Chi supposedly still being directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, who is also doing Spider-Man 4. We also got our first trailer for Daredevil Born Again a few days ago, with Season 2 being confirmed to be filming in February-March time this year. Lastly, Captain America Brave New World is confirmed to be 1 hour and 58 minutes, making it the shortest Captain America film so far. Superman released in less than 6 months, and this week it was confirmed that Millie Alcock's Supergirl will appear in the film. This adds to the already stacked cast of heroes in the film, including Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner, Hawkgirl, the Engineer, and more. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is scheduled to release on June 26, 2026, and has begun filming in the UK. Directed by I, Tonya, Cruella, and Dumb Money director Craig Gillespie, we also know that Jason Momoa will be playing Lobo for the film, but this week we also got the news that both David Krumholtz and Emily Beacom have joined the cast. Beyond the Spider-Verse still has not begun recording voice lines, according to Miles G. Morales voice actor Jerome Jerome. He said this week that they haven't started up yet and a lot of good things are being figured out. The film was delayed indefinitely, but Jeff Snyder put out a report in September saying that Sony are eyeing a 2027 release date for the film. This seems likely, as it would put the third film a year after Spider-Man 4 and 4 years after Across, which came out 5 years after Into the Spider-Verse. But of course, as we get more updates, I'll let you know. Some smaller but noteworthy news is that Ariana Grande said she thinks Paul Mescal should play Hercules in Disney's live-action remake. The two were fan-casted as Meg and Hercules, however Grande said not too long ago that she thinks Liz Gillies should play Meg, seemingly turning down the idea. Daniel RPK has previously said that the film takes place from Hades' perspective, but no official announcement on that. New Gremlins and Goonies films are also in the works of Warner Brothers, which was reported by Deadline on Wednesday, but with no more information. Still to cover, James Mangold giving an update on Swamp Thing, updates on Sean Levy's Star Wars film and more, which can all be found either on my TikTok or Daily Shorts here on the channel. Thanks for watching.